Hello students, welcome to physics class. In today's lecture, we will solve the numericals on instantaneous velocity and then we will study the graphs corresponding to uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Let us start with the numerical on instantaneous velocity. First numerical, the position of an object moving along x-axis is given by x is equal to a plus bt square, where a is equal to 8.5 meter and b is equal to 2.5 meter per second square. T is measured in second. What is its velocity at t is equal to 0 second and at t is equal to 2 second? See here, we have to find out the velocity at t is equal to 0 second, means at a particular time, or velocity at t is equal to 2 second means at a particular instant of time or at the specific time we have to find out the velocity. So it is understood that we have to find out the instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous word is not given in the statement, but from the term it is clear that when we measure velocity at t is equal to 0, it is instantaneous velocity, or at t is equal to 2, it will be instantaneous velocity. So let us start to solve it. X is equal to a plus bt square. V instantaneous, the formula for V instantaneous we had studied, it is equal to dx by dt, derivative of x with respect to time. So d by dt is differential operator. We will put the value of x here. What is x? X is equal to a plus bt square, and in next step what we will do, we will put the value of a and b as both values are given to us in statement. V instantaneous is equal to d by dt of a is 8.5 plus b is 2.5 into t square. So d by dt of 8.5 plus 2.5 t square. Now we solve it, and for solving we'll separate both the terms. We'll write it as d by dt of 8.5 plus d by dt of 2.5 t square. So we'll solve these two terms separately. Now for the first term, that is d by dt of 8.5, when we take the derivative of constant term, see here 8.5 is a constant value, it is a number, it is not a function of time. So derivative of constant term is equal to 0, that is why I have written here 0. Next, derivative of 2.5 t square, here 2.5 is written as such, or you can say that 2.5 will take constant outside of the differential operator and will take the derivative of t square. Now what is derivative of t square? Derivative of t square is 2 into t, 2 minus 1. Here I have written the general formula for differentiation, that if we have to differentiate t power n, we are differentiating this term with respect to time. Answer is n t power n minus 1. We had applied this formula to dy dt of t square. So in our case we are applying this formula for t square, and when we are applying this formula for t square, the answer will be 2t2 minus 1, that I have written here 2t2 minus 1. So V instantaneous will be equal to 2.5 into 2t, and answer is 5t. So we had derived the general formula for instantaneous velocity, that is in the form of t. Now what is given in the statement? What we have to find out? We have to find out the velocity at t is equal to 0 second and at t is equal to 2 second. So on putting the value of t is equal to 0, we get V instantaneous at t is equal to 0, that will be 5 into 0 is equal to 0 meter per second, and if we put t is equal to 2, then V instantaneous will be 10 meter per second. So here I have written some of the general formula corresponding to differentiation. First one I had discussed with you. Second one we have used d by dt of c. C is constant term is equal to 0. We have used this formula also in our numerical. And third, dy dt of c t power n, where c is constant. Just like in our numerical we were having 2.5 into t square. सो c इज कांस्टेंट, तो 2.5 कांस्टेंट था, तो हमने जो है 2.5 हम बाहर ले सकते हैं ब्रैकेट से. इट इज टेकन आउटसाइड एंड रेस्ट t पावर n इज सोल्ड ऑन द सेम बेसिस and we'll write down nt n minus 1. Let us do one more numerical on this concept. Displacement of a particle at any time is given by x is equal to 8t minus 3t square. Find out its velocity at t is equal to 0 second, 2 second and 4 second. So students, again we have to find out the instantaneous velocity at these three different timings. So first of all we'll derive the general formula for V instantaneous, and V instantaneous is equal to d by dt of 8t minus 3t square. Now again we'll separate both the terms, d by dt of 8t minus d by dt of 3t square. 8 is taken constant, taken outside, dt by dt minus 3 is taken outside as it is constant, d by dt of t square. We'll apply the formula V instantaneous is equal to 8 dt by dt is 1 minus 3 d by dt of t square is 2t. So when we solve this term we'll get 3 into 2t, so answer is 6t. So V instantaneous is equal to 8 minus 6t. Now we will put the values of t and corresponding to each t we will evaluate V instantaneous. For example, at t is equal to 0, second V instantaneous is equal to 8 meter per second because second term is equal to 0. At t is equal to 2 second we'll get 8 minus 12, so we'll get minus 4 meter per second. At t is equal to 4 we'll get 8 minus 24, that is minus 16 meter per second. Okay, let us start with the formula for uniform motion. We are here derive the formula for uniform motion. What does this formula indicates? This formula gives the relation between the position of object and the velocity of the object and the time. Let us study a diagram. Suppose an object is moving with uniform velocity v along x-axis. Origin of measurement of position is O and origin of measurement of time is at A. It means whenever we have to measure the distances, we will measure from O, and when we have to measure the time, we will start the time from A. So both these x and t have different origins for their measurement. See here, but is given at time t is equal to 0, object is at the position A having displacement from origin x naught. Means when time t is equal to 0, object is at A and it has position x naught. X naught is its position from the origin, and after some, as it is the object is moving with uniform velocity along positive direction of x-axis, so after some time, how much time? Suppose t, the object reaches at B. So in time t, object reaches to B. It has started from A and it reaches to B. And at A, its position vector, its position was given by x naught vector, and at B its position is given by vector x. So we'll write down the formula for velocity. Velocity is displacement upon time. Now how much displacement is there? Initial position is x naught, final is x. So displacement is x minus x naught, that is final position minus initial position upon time taken. Time taken is final time minus initial time, that is t minus 0. So v is equal to x minus x naught over t minus 0. X minus x naught is equal to vt, or x is equal to x naught plus v into t. So this represents the equation for uniform motion or formula of uniform motion. It means we can find out the position of object at any time using this formula. Clear? By putting the various values of t, we can get the various values of x. Suppose if object changes its position from x1 to x2 in time t1 to t2, then how this equation will become? V is equal to x2 minus x1 upon t2 minus t1. So x2 minus x1 is equal to v t2 minus t1, or x2 is equal to x1 plus v into t2 minus t1. Means again we can find out the new displacement provided we know the value of initial displacement, its velocity, and how much time is taken by the object during its motion. Next topic is, let us study the graphs corresponding to uniform motion. We discuss two type of graph: position time graph, which is represented by xt, and velocity time graph, which are represented by vt. So first graph I have shown for stationary object. X we are taking along y-axis and t along x-axis, as t is independent variable, so it is taken along x-axis, and the dependent variable is taken along y-axis. So stationary object whose position does not changing with respect to surrounding and with respect to time, means at every time it has one value, and let this value is x naught. So this represents the position time graph of a stationary object, and this blue line indicates that the position of object remain fixed, it does not changes with time. Here what do we observe? That position is changing with time, and there is an equal you can say displacement in equal interval of time. So such type of motion is called uniform motion. We had said during such motion velocity is constant. Again, since x is increasing, so we'll say that it represents positive velocity. And in the next case, again we have represented the graph in the form of a straight line, but now the displacement is decreasing, and we can say that due to straight line it is of uniform motion. And since its nature differs from first one, here x decreases with time, so you say that in this graph the object is moving with negative velocity. Next one is VT graph. If we talk about the VT graph for uniform motion, we know that for VT graph velocity remains constant, and if velocity remains constant, so graph will be parallel to time axis. Now since we had studied about graphs, what is physical significance of graph? What is the importance of graphs? So we will study the importance of both the graphs one by one. First one is xt graph, and its importance is that slope of xt graph gives the velocity of the object. I had written the slope of xt graph gives the velocity of the object. How? See here I had drawn a displacement time graph, and since it is a straight line graph, it represents uniform motion. And one you can notice that it does not start from the origin, it starts from x naught. It means we can say that when time t is equal to 0, the object has displacement x naught. जैसा अभी हमने पिछले डायग्राम में भी आपको समझाया है, जहाँ हम फॉर्मूला फॉर यूनिफॉर्म मोशन बता रहे थे, दैट इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी दैट व्हेन x is 0 where t is 0, it may happen that when time t is equal to 0, x is equal to x naught. Now let us choose 2 points on this graph A and B in such a way that coordinates of A are x1 t1 and coordinates of B are x2 t2, in such a way that AC represents t2 minus t1. t2 जो है t2 minus t1 is AC, and similarly BC represents x2 minus x1. See here x2 minus x1 is BC. Now since you know that velocity is equal to displacement over time, so velocity can be written as how much particle is displaced in time t2 minus t1. Object is moved from x1 to x2. See here in between these 2 points, Suppose we are considering 2 points A and B. So at A, its initial position is x1, initial time is t1. At B, final position is x2 and time is t2. It means since object has covered the displacement from A to B, so we'll say that its position changes from x1 to x2 in time t1 to t2. So how much is the displacement? x2 minus x1 divided by time is t2 minus t1, and it is in the form of right angle triangle. It can be written as BC over AC, and BC over AC is called tangent theta, and tangent theta is called the slope of the graph. So we'll say that what is significance of graph? That slope of xt graph gives the velocity of the object. Next one is VT graph. What is the significance of VT graph? VT graph means uniform motion comes parallel to the time axis. So area of VT graph is numerically equal to displacement of object between instant t1 and t2. Means if we find out the area under graph, for example, area under graph means area of the portion A, B, C, D. So area of this rectangle is given by BC into DC. Now BC, value of BC is V and value of DC is T2 minus T1. So velocity into T2 minus T1 is equal to displacement in time T2 minus T1. So area of VT graph is numerically equal to displacement of the object between time T2 to T1. Next is for non-uniform motion. Suppose motion is not uniform and we have to plot xt graph. Graph will not be a straight line. It may be of this shape, or it has any shape which is curved in nature. So we will say that the graph will be curved, not straight line. What is physical significance of this graph? So physical significance, we'll talk about the two significance. First, slope of xt graph corresponding to any 2 points is equal to average velocity of the object between these 2 points. For example, suppose we'll evaluate the slope of graph between 2 points A and B. Again, at point A, just like in the last graph, we have seen that coordinates of A is x1 t1 and coordinate of B is x2 t2. So particle is going from A to B. So means displacement is x2 minus x1 in how much time? In t2 minus t1. And if we connect A and B, then we'll get a straight line. It is called Physics code. Say that slope of xt graph corresponding to any 2 points is equal to average velocity of the objects between these 2 points. See here, slope of chord AB. Slope of chord AB means tangent theta. Tangent theta is BC upon AC, and BC is x2 minus x1 and AC is T2 minus T1. So x2 minus x1 is written as delta x, T2 minus T1 is written as delta T, and this is the relation for average velocity. So we can say that slope of chord is equal to average velocity. Now next is, from this graph we can also evaluate instantaneous velocity. Slope of tangent is equal to instantaneous velocity. See here, if B approaches to A when T2 approaches to T1, अगर T2 T1 के बहुत पास आ जाए, then B will come close to A in such a way that delta T approaches to 0. And in that case, if B lies very close to A, then chord AB will become the tangent at A. So slope of the tangent is equal to limit delta T approaches to 0 delta X upon delta T. Means अगर हम यहाँ लिमिट्स लगाते हैं, डेल्टा लिमिट्स डेल्टा टी अप्रोचेस टू 0, देन विल गेट इन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड विल गेट स्लोप ऑफ टेंजेंट, क्योंकि अब दोनों पॉइंट्स बहुत पास लाई कर रहे हैं और कोड जो है वो किस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, कोड इंस्टेड ऑफ कोड विल गेट द टेंजेंट, स्लोप ऑफ टेंजेंट व्हेन limit delta t approaches to 0, so this expression will become dx upon dt, and dx upon dt is instantaneous velocity. So from this graph, xt graph, we can find out instantaneous velocity as well as average velocity. This is all about for today's lecture. Have a nice day.